Germany, America.
November 4, Germany, America. Now, I've got to write that down. November 4, Germany, America. And what's the name there, please?
Name is Rob. Roger, Oscar Bravo. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Now, is that a mechanical echo or a room echo?
That's a room echo. I apologize. I'm in, this might be a bad room for this test. This is a basement with a concrete floor and a 12-foot high ceiling.
All right. What you want to do to minimize that is work tighter mic. So I would say come on in there, maybe 2 or 3 inches from mic. That will minimize your room echo, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I got a little bit closer.
Roger that. Now, what radio are you running?
This is a FLEX-6300.
Okay, I'm hearing quite a bit of compression when you first key, so I would first thing keep the compressor in line, but reduce its possibilities to about a third. 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100. About a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. About a third of the compression capabilities. Roger.
Okay, I turned it way down. On the Flex, we've got a whopping 3 choices between normal, DX, and DX Plus, so I just moved it back to normal.
All right, just key it. Don't talk, but just key it for 3 seconds and then back off. Yeah, and you don't have anything less than that?
No, but I can pull my mic gain back.
All right, tell you what, dump out of your compression and just let me hear your radio direct without the compressor. Roger?
Okay, here it's completely turned off. This is November 4 Gulf Alpha.
All right, now engage your ALC meter. Bring your ALC meter up and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
All right, mid-scale to 2/3 would be back in here. Over.
Roger. Now, are you actually adjusting a physical pot, or is this a computer thing?
Oh, it's a computer thing.
Roger, because I thought I heard a dirty pot. I wonder if that's possible on a computer where you're doing, well, anyway, I don't know. But it did sound ragged there at one point. So let me, tell me about your antenna system, and be looking at your ALC meter and with mic gain in hand, and just play with it a little bit to get your level set at mid-scale to 2/3 as you tell me about your antenna.
Okay, sir. This is November 4 Gulf Alpha. The antenna is a standard 40-meter resonant dipole. It's up about 60 feet, and I'm going to pull this back a little bit, and now we're back some. And yeah, it is possible to get some noises like that when you adjust a computer level. I've seen it before.
Okay, now go ahead and put your compressor in there, about a third of its capability. What do they call that? Nothing almost?
Yeah, so it's a processor. They call it the proc, and you can turn it off. And then if you turn it on, you have normal, DX, and DX Plus. And right now I turned it back on and put it in normal.
Oh, so it's in normal now?
Correct.
All right, so tell me about your antenna system, and look again at your ALC, because, you know, anytime you make a correction to the audio chain, you should always go back and double-check your ALC, because, you know, just the act of an insertion of the compressor could cause that ALC to boost up, you know, and what you want to do is be always running mid-scale to 2/3, regardless of whether the compressor's in there, whether you're running a microphone with 20 dB out or a microphone with 10 dB out. Those all are adjustments that need to be made, because the end process is you want that ALC meter to be running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. So it's maybe a little bit low now, so I'm going to move it back up as I speak. And now just on the very peaks of my voice, I see that the compressor is coming in a little bit.
Roger that. And what's your power amp? Are you running a power amp?
I am. It's a solid state power amp. It's doing about 500.
Roger. And just out of curiosity, what's your drive power to it?
37 watts.
Roger that. Roger that. Well, okay, what I would do, some people have naturally peaky voices. It's not a big deal. It just means that sometimes when they talk, they attack certain words at higher levels than other words. And that's just a speech pattern that one may have. But what I recommend is that you take your watt meter and turn it around to where you can see it, put it in the PEP mode so it'll move fairly quickly, and then watch that as you speak and try to keep that watt meter in the sweet spot by utilizing your voice to do that. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. So that'll be tough on this watt meter because it's LP-100A digital, so it just jumps all over the place. But I understand. I think I can probably do better by watching one of the other meters here on the screen. I have to figure out which one.
Roger. Well, you know, the main thing is that you would be in the PEP mode versus the RMS mode, because PEP will move 3 times faster than RMS.
Roger. Okay. Yeah, so what I have a equalizer on, a transmit equalizer on, and should we mess with that any?
Sounds pretty good. I wouldn't, I'm not in favor of a bunch of bottom end. I try to get the EQ where it would be good for Qso and would be good for contest, so you don't have to flip back and forth across. Main thing is that you have your radio in the bandpass mode 100 to 2900 or thereabouts. You increase friends and enemies' reactions when you get past 29, and start to splatter out. You increase folks coming to look for you with hammers and all kinds of things, So you want to keep that top end at about 29, bottom end at about 100. So 100 to 29, I think, is the magic bandpass. Roger.
Okay, Roger. So if there's an area to improve on here, what should it be?
Well, you could crank in just, I seldom say this, but the bottom end, maybe you could do just a couple of dB at 150 cycles, 200 cycles. If you wanted to, you could afford to expand on the bottom end just a tad.
Okay, yeah, I'm not so worried about that. I just mean overall, like 30,000 foot level, besides the fact that my voice is peaky and there's an echo in this room. Is there anything else I should go after, or are we pretty good here?
Pretty good. Now, when you start working tighter mic, the tighter mic did solve the room reverberation problem. So I would run the mic just like that. But if I had a chance, I would go down to my local music store and get myself a foam windscreen and just slip over that mic. There's no downside to a foam windscreen, and only a positive that it's the filter that just makes your station sound really pro, that you don't hear any transients, pops, P's, B's, and in other words, any kind of noise coming out of your mouth except words. Roger?
Roger. Okay. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for the time. And by the way, you've got a really good signal here. You're about 20 over. I'm just north of Atlanta, so I'll jump off of here and wish you a very good weekend and let you.
Thank you.
Stand by. Yeah, I just went to the Atlanta EQ, and I didn't have a copy on you, but that's the way Mother Nature is. Great copy. I think you've got it going on. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We go live between 3:30 and 5, recording all the time. We'll be posting this up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So if you get a chance, go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and you'll be looking for an air check entitled My Group Air Check 112219. My Group Air Check 112219. Roger?
QSL, I really appreciate it, Jim. All right, KC9VKV, this is November 4 Gulf Alpha. Much appreciated. 73.